Somebody come get 'em. They're too old for TikTok.
Hello and welcome to Too Old for TikTok. We have such a delightful episode this week because Ashley, friend of the pod, is filling in for Catalina. Hello, Ashley.
Hi, Dina. I'm so happy to be here again.
We're so happy to have you. So Catalina is currently gallivanting in Brazil.
She's recovering, but no.
Oof, yeah, I was very, very jealous of their trip, and their Instagrams look great until we heard from Catalina that she had food poisoning. So I was just about to say RIP, Catalina. Sorry.
Ashley will now be taking over for the duration of the show.
But no, we hope Catalina feels better.
She's fine. She was at the top of the, what do they call the, like a...
Oh, the Sugarloaf Mountain,
where
the Christ is. Yeah, I think
yeah.
they're called the Sugarloaf. Well, before Catalina left for her trip, she sent a very interesting text to myself and Ashley. And I thought it was a joke, but she did preface this is a serious question. So she was upgraded to Comfort Plus, but a middle seat.
With no option to go back to the aisle.
Right. It was just a done deal. So she's very nervous about getting up to pee. So she asked us if she should wear adult diapers. Now, I explained that, it's appropriate to ask the person in the aisle to get up if you need to go to the bathroom, or you just climb over them if they're sleeping or something. If you gotta go, you gotta go.
I totally agree. And I would love to know what the viewers think. Like, are we in the minority? I would not be wearing diapers.
So.
Catalina would not want to be wearing a soiled diaper for a 9-hour flight.
Because if you...
My girl. No.
And no one sitting around you wants to know that other people are wearing diapers if they're not below the age of 2.
She's unwell always, and we love her for it.
We do love her for it. Wishing her all the best. But now, actually, on the way home, if she had food poisoning, maybe she will want to wear diapers.
Yeah. I was going to say, she was also live chatting us that she missed her one window to pee. And we were like, no, you didn't. You can ask.
You could still get up. Yes. Moving on to TikTok related things. Ashley and I had the pleasure of watching the finale of Traitors together. So I think our For You pages are very similar with all the Traitors content.
Definitely.
And there's such a great creator named Morgan Evelyn Cook. It's POV, you're watching the Traitors season 3 finale.
She's not gonna banish her. Daniela's gonna win. Oh, it's gonna be so annoying. Oh my god, she got rid of her. Oh my god, Brittany, stop crying. You wrote a little heart next to her name. It makes it okay. Brittany, you have to stop sobbing. Why is Dylan hugging her like that? Just wait for her to stand up, Dylan. Hug her like a normal person. Yes, Dolores, you should be ashamed. Oh my god, the producers definitely made them all woohoo as they're driving off in those cars. Look at Dylan. He's like, don't make me woohoo again. I can't do it again. I'm not as good an actor as my brother. Whoever planned this helicopter challenge was just like, how can we get the most unflattering shots of these people possible? Dylan is literally flying through the air strapped to arguably one of the hottest bachelorettes of all time. And he probably still wishes he was strapped to Boston Rob instead. Oh my god, Gabby's outfit. Oh my god, Brittany's outfit. Dylan looks like a sad puppy. That's how faithfuls react when they're accused of being a traitor. Brittany is screaming, which is how traitors react when they're accused of being a traitor. Remember, guys? Rob, Bob, Danielle, Carolyn, all screaming. Did Dolores really just say she's voting with her brain this time? So she knows she hasn't been using her brain the whole time. Okay, well, as long as she knows. We love a self-aware queen. Don't fuck this up, you guys. Do not fuck this up. Yes, you guys are smart. Oh, I always knew you were all smart. Even when I thought you were dumb, I knew you were smart. Even you, Dolores. Oh my god, Gabby. You do get married. Does that mean you win? Oh my god, where do you think Alan got his Snuggie bedazzled? Dolores, I swear to god, if yours burns red, oh my god, it's gonna burn red. Oh, get ready for it, get ready for it. Oh my god, it's great. Dolores, I take it all back. Well, most of it. Oh my god, yes. I've never been more excited for 4 minor celebrities to earn approximately $30,000 each after taxes. All right, what am I gonna do with my Thursdays now?
Oh, I can't hear you
anymore.
No,
I'm saying I love how she whispers everything.
Oh. Yes, I do also love how she whispers everything. And it is just the thoughts, I think, that we said out loud. She was in our brains.
You had one of them exactly when she said, is that a bedazzled Snuggie? I think you verbatim said that.
I think I did too. No, she's great. Everyone should check it out. Do you have anything to add about Traitors TikTok content?
I mean, I think that along with the rest of America, like Gabby and Dylan's rise on these apps has been a pleasure to watch. I can't get enough of it. I'm also like, when did I ever think Zac Efron was the it Efron? Because
Yeah, Dylan's it.
Dylan is it. Should we say, do you want to say the drinking game that we played while we
Oh,
watched?
yes, that's a good one. Yes. It was anytime Dolores said something dumb, we would drink.
Mm-hmm. Anytime Dylan's abs were shown, which sadly in the finale they were not.
They were one time.
They were?
They did. Yes.
I might have
They
missed
cut
that.
to them once,
And then it was if Gabby has a good one-liner in her confessional.
which every confessional she
Yeah.
does.
But we got drunk off of Dolores.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. The most recent clip I saw of Dylan is that he is not single. So that is a big upset to everyone. But he's dating, like, I think someone from his hometown, a high school sweetheart,
They've
someone
been
he's
dating
been
for like
with
10
for a
years.
long
I
time.
looked it
Yeah.
up like episode 4. I was like, I gotta
Oh,
know.
okay. So you were in the know
Yeah.
already.
Sad, but yes.
The last thing I'll mention is that there's the great content of Rob and Sierra finally getting their veal parm together.
Yes, at Emilio's Bellato.
Yes, I really want to
I've never
go
been
there.
there.
Oh, we should try going one day.
Yeah.
Add that to our list.
I
with
feel like it's a
Wingstop.
walk-in only place. Oh my gosh, what a different vibe than Wingstop. Maybe
I do
same
think. I think
day.
you have to wait.
Oh my gosh.
like Wingstop
Put our
for
name
lunch.
in. Put our name in.
And have a little wing appetizer.
Yeah.
Now we're
What a
talking.
day. This would be the
All right,
perfect
what a
day.
Just for the two of us, no one else.
That's how it works.
The next thing that is crazy viral is the Meghan Markle show, which I've just keep seeing clips of her time with Mindy Kaling when she corrects Mindy about her last name, which Mindy says Markle, and Meghan's like, no, I'm a Sussex now.
And that just ain't right, because Lord Ivor, throw it back to Traders, said her last name is, I don't know the first one, but it's Windsor, which I always thought was what the
Yeah, Windsor.
royal family's last name was. The
Yeah,
current.
I have no idea, but Melissa watched it and she said it is actually a great watch because it's so ridiculous. So, and it's funny because I saw a video that was saying everyone's hate watching it, but it's already renewed for season
Of
2
course.
because it's just inflated the numbers so much.
What was your favorite clip that you've seen of it? Like something that you're like, that was preposterous.
I think it was the Mindy Kaling one.
Okay.
I think the famous TikToker Rob mentioned that her goodie bags for one of her child's birthdays were just seeds.
That
or
was gonna be
nuts or
mine.
something. Seeds.
She's like, and in this one, they're going to be getting sugar snap peas. Imagine being a 5-year-old kid who's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Like, I gotta plan something? Give me some sugar.
Unless it was a Jack and the Beanstalk themed birthday party, which could be kind of cool. Think about it.
That's cute, actually. Yeah.
But I'm not giving her that credit.
No, we gotta know. We
You
gotta
gotta
watch
know.
to find out.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to a great audio trend is the Hosier yell. And I came across it because people are basically splicing something visually beautiful or something scary to the part where he yells in the song. So Rachel Spicer does one to her bungee jumping, which just fits the song like really perfectly. And then this is my favorite one. This has like over 1 million views. It's by Kosla128. The yell coincides with a triple-decker mozzarella stick cheese pull from Chili's.
It was perfect. No notes.
No notes. I was texting you and your sister this weekend because I finally went to Chili's. And my experience there really like lived up to all expectations. It was fabulous.
You had never been to a Chili?
No, of course.
Oh,
I think
okay.
the last time I went though was over a decade ago. It was over 10 years ago.
okay.
It's been so long. So I haven't gone since it's like very
It's gotten
viral now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would-
so it's been years
Tell us
and
what you
years.
ordered.
The order triple decker with, of course, I had to try the mozzarella sticks.
Mm-hmm.
So good. The egg rolls and the chicken crispers, the hot Nashville chicken crispers. So those were the 3.
Okay.
Then we got a sizzling fajita with chicken
I
and,
can smell
and shrimp. We also got a half order of baby back ribs.
Ooh.
And all were great.
Where did you go for your Applebee's? I was like, where else were there ribs? Riblets from
Oh,
Applebee's.
riblets for my birthday last year. Yeah, riblets.
Yeah.
Yes. Not baby back.
I feel like we need to bring NSYNC back to do their their commercial for baby back ribs.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened.
Right?
yet.
Like
Yeah, you
some
gotta
of them
get on
are
that
hurting for
marketing
money.
team.
Like I saw Chris Kirkpatrick at a venue on Long Island. So I feel like,
Was it like a mall on Long Island?
no, he was a step up from that.
Okay.
And he was apparently the headliner. It was a night of boy bands, but
Nice. Yeah, that did look fun, your content from that night. I was jealous. Speaking of Chili's, there's a great video by Caleb Says Things.
By the time the leaves change again, it'll be bad for gay.
By the time we reach May, bad for
Bad
gay.
for gay. And guess what I'll be doing? Dancing with my friends right up until they take me away. I'll be dancing with my friends when they put the cuffs on.
They had to round Caleb up. He was having the time of his life.
I was like, I'll be smoking a joint at dinner with my friends when they cuff me. There will be no white flag above my door. They're pulling me out of a Chili's.
It's
They're
a
taking
Chili's,
gay away.
thank God, thank God.
taking
That's the
gay
first
away.
place they're coming.
Well, that'll be the last place they come. They'll have gathered all the other gays, and they'll say, "Where are the fat ones?"
Where are the Chili's?
They'll say, "Where are the fat ones?" Because we'll need to send extra team. And when they come for gay at Chili's, it'll be me and 17 lesbians.
Oh my God.
And they'll take a whole team. They'll have to use trank darts.
Yep, so many drinks on the table that are blue.
Yeah.
You know, the ends of like a
Yes.
fishbowl situation.
They,
you
yeah,
guys
after
are, yeah.
they trank me, I'll pass out in a skillet queso. They'll have to drag me out of there. But God, will I have lived.
Oh, I love it.
I get his content all the time.
I've never
from
seen
his
this man.
podcast. No way.
Never seen him
He's
before.
constantly on my For You. He's so funny.
this happens with my sister and I a lot. She's like, she's always asking me, what is your algorithm? And I'm like, why is it me?
Wow.
But maybe it is me.
I don't know. This is so funny. I think Catalina gets him a lot too. I just assumed that all of my friends were getting his content all the time.
Well,
'cause
now
he's
I probably
hilarious.
will. So
And you'll be better for it, I
know.
will say.
things to learn.
Next up, we have an update on the audio trend we mentioned last week about Dochi's song Anxiety. So here's the update right from Dochi.
Okay, so just a quick rundown on Anxiety. Anxiety is a song that Sleepy Hollow dropped, but he sampled my song. And then I, years ago, did a remix to somebody that I used to know, and I titled it Anxiety, and I wrote a completely different song, and now it's blowing up on TikTok, and everybody's requesting it, and it's out now!
I'm glad this song is out. It's all over my For You page.
It's all in my head. I can't stop singing it. And she's just like, I mean, ever since her Grammy win, I feel like it kind of like was leading up to that. Like she's still on the rise. She was at all of the
yeah.
Fashion Week shows. She was at after parties for events. And I mean, I just am so happy for her.
What Fashion Week is going on right now? I
The one
can't
that
keep
just
up with
happened.
the Fashion Weeks.
Okay.
Where was that?
It was the New York Fashion Week that just finished at the end,
Was
like in
it?
February. And it was,
Oh.
is it fall fashion week?
Milan?
No, it was New York.
Oh, okay. So she was at the New York
she was at
Fashion
New
Week
York.
events in February. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
But now that it's March, I'm like, what?
I don't.
There's
There
so many
probably
fashion
is.
weeks.
Maybe it is Milan. Maybe I'm totally off on this. But
See, it's not my wheelhouse. My For You page
Yes.
this week has been filled with some very joyful content. And the first one is from SAHM Things Sup.
Sam things up.
How would you say that?
Sam things up. I think it's like stay at home mom things up. So it's like Sam things up.
Oh, or her initials. Maybe. Yeah. Well, anyway, interesting username. But she has something called Dinosaur Time. And I'm going to read through her facts of her dinosaur time. So basically, she sticks her hand in a thing of
Container.
spinach, baby spinach, and she just shoves as much as she can in her mouth and just gnaws on it.
If you're seeing this, it's dinosaur time, so I thought I'd take this opportunity and answer some frequently asked questions.
Why? It's a quick and easy way for me to get more greens into my diet. Is this your lunch? No, this is not a meal replacement. I do this before I eat my actual lunch so I don't have to pretend to like the taste or go through the process of hiding more greens/veggies into my preferred meal. I find salads laborious to make and cumbersome to eat. Do you always use spinach? No, romaine and spring mix are acceptable substitutions. If you don't like those, try beans. If I want to do this, can I put some dressing on it at least? Go for it. The taste doesn't really bother me because I think my brain is more focused on getting it down. But if it bothers you, then use some dressing or mix in some cheese. Do you pretend you are a specific dinosaur, and if so, which kind? a hungry dinosaur, but I like to channel Spike after he hatches out of his egg in Land Before Time. And then last one, why name it Dinosaur Time? And her answer is, I thought that was obvious.
This is what TikTok is made for. Content like this. Had you seen
Would you
her
do
before
this?
the explanation video or no?
No, the first one that popped up for me was the explanation video.
Okay.
And then I did a deep dive and she keeps explaining more and more because it's getting popular. So other users now and other content creator are doing this trend.
Oh. To answer your question, I would not do this. I am a food volume girl. Like I like to eat a lot of food. And so a salad makes it so I can add all of my lettuce to the salad bowl and my things in it and eat for a long time. Whereas if I shoved all the lettuce in my mouth, I'd be left with what? Like devil's advocate, what is she eating then? Like if I deconstruct my salad, it might be like a couple slices of chicken, some tomatoes, and dressing. Like
I think the point is she's not eating a salad. So she's eating like a sandwich after or
Okay.
something. So I think she's getting the greens in because she doesn't want to eat salad. So it's just a really quick way to get greens in if you're not eating a salad.
That's fair. Would you do it?
The thing that bothers me about this is it doesn't look like she's washing the lettuce. And now I could be wrong.
I'm gonna
But
say you're
even
wrong.
when it says, lettuce is pre-washed, I wash it again.
Like in a bag?
A bagged lettuce, I usually wash again.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Not I. But knock
I
on
th-
wood,
and
no E.
that's
coli
fine.
here.
That's good. Just no adult diapers.
No
needed for
adult
you.
diapers. Also, I think spinach is an interesting one because it gives me a texture on my teeth.
And like at the roof of your mouth.
Yes.
I saw a lot of comments of that matte texture. Yeah.
Mixed greens would be my go-to.
She was doing it with arugula too. recently,
Arugula
I
is
saw.
good. That's flavorful.
I like that she does it to the Jurassic Park
I
theme song.
know.
It's fantastic.
But then when she talked about Land Before Time, I started to question if I was listening to the score from that movie instead. And I was,
me too. And I Googled
I was like,
it.
no, that can't be
Looked
it.
up. Yeah.
She got us.
Another user who tried this trend was Mama Burl _E.
Can you please do this to Ben?
Just
No
when
context.
he walks in the kitchen,
Yes.
just say it's dino time.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm so strange. He probably would be like, okay, like this is normal for you. He wouldn't be phased.
What about like, I don't know, someone like Danielle, I think would be like, what are you doing?
I feel like Danielle would love this trend because she's all
Oh.
about getting her nutrients.
Maybe.
Let's ask her if she's done it
Okay.
or like has seen it.
Yeah.
We'll report back. Okay, the other thing on my For You page is your rich BFF posted a video from her podcast where Bran Flakes is being very transparent about how much he grossed as an influencer.
I grossed $768,000 in 2024.
Ooh, hell yeah.
But then we have the net. So 768,000 is the top number. 20% of that goes to management. So we're down to like what, 550? From 550, 200,000 of that goes to taxes. Just the way it goes. Now we're down to 330. After the 330K, you have your expenses. I have a team now. So it's like lawyer, accountant, therapist. It's insane. But at the end of the day, I still pocketed like probably around $300,000 when 28 years old. And I went from making 40K and I grew up literally dirt poor. So this is insane.
Now, a lot of people are talking about this, saying they think it's great that he's transparent
Love.
and it's leading to other people posting how much money they made. And it's also, I think, spurring a lot of people to want to try to pursue this too. So I keep getting a lot of videos on like, here's how you make money doing this and that. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I think it's great that people are being transparent.
I think the most interesting part is how this has become its own industry. Like when he started talking about 20% to my manager, I have a lawyer, I was like, oh, of course. But you still think of content creators and influencers as like people that are like us. And I'm like, this person is nothing like me.
Well, I would argue that they are like you, except you're working for a corporation and they're their own business, right? So it's like if you went out on your own and did what you do now, but on your own, that's the same thing.
Yeah, I guess so. But I guess it's taking the place of like an actor. Like,
yes, exactly. It's very similar. It's the entertainment industry. Yeah.
Good for him. I also do appreciate the transparency.
Totally. And he broke it down really well too, so it was easy to understand. The next thing on my For You page, again, I got a lot of millennial content, is a video by Liz Latrice, and it's about kind of the golden era of being a millennial.
Okay, everyone's romanticizing being a millennial right now. No one's talking about the millennial subsidy, which is the closest we will ever get to having, like, socialism in the US. Let me paint you a picture. It was like 2016 timeframe, something like that. All of the apps were desperate to get a piece of the pie. So they were pumping as much venture capitalist money into these apps as possible. What that meant for consumers was that everything was free. Everything was free. They were paying people like $1,000 to do like 10 rides on Uber. I had probably a dozen different emails for all of the signups that I was doing for all these free food apps. I don't think I paid for groceries for like 4 or 5 months straight. And then when you weren't using an app to pay for food, you would go to your corporate events and you'd have free appetizers, free drinks. You'd have your corporate credit card. I had a 1-bedroom apartment in Chicago for $1,200. I was making like $60K. I was living like a fucking queen. My feet never touched the ground from September to March. I Ubered everywhere. I could have Ubered to the moon.
I remember this time, and I remember, like, Uber is so expensive to me now because there was a time when you would not pay full price, and it was, like, cheaper to Uber to work than, like, take the subway sometimes because it was free.
Okay, I feel like I didn't experience that part of Uber, or maybe I did and it wasn't in the city.
Yeah, maybe you were in Stamford at the time.
Yeah. But when she was talking about that, I was like, they were paying what? They were paying you?
Yeah, I do remember because I signed up for Uber, Lyft. There were so many other ride shares starting, and it would be like, oh, you have $30 for free. Or if you refer a friend, you get $30. It was
I do remember that.
So fantastic.
Referrals back when no one had Uber. Mm-hmm. I will say the part of her video that made me nostalgic was the free meals from work in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
I mean, I worked at a company well before COVID, like from 2012 to 2018, that gave us free lunch every day in the office.
That's crazy.
Huge perk that you're like, it's not even something that I think about until then you go to a company that doesn't have it. But like few companies do that now because they're not even in the office full time. Or maybe they do it as like an incentive.
Yeah, I mean, I think like Facebook and Google, how you could get lunches, but I'm happy at my company I could get a free Diet Coke every once in a while.
Same. Or recently I found out that my cousin's boyfriend and our companies have the exact same snacks that we give out, because he came to the movie theater and he was like, oh, did you want this? And he tried to give me like some pop chips. And I was like, no, I'm good. And then he's like, what about this? And he tried to give me like a jerky. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this all from work? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, we have the same snacks at work.
The same snack distributor. Oh, that's so funny.
Yes. So there are still some perks, but not nearly like they were in the early 2010s.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, when I was in college and I interned for a company, there was free lunch, but we were in college like during the recession. So I remember like one day it just was like, oh no, we're cutting back and this is the first thing to go.
So sad.
So sad, yeah. But it was like one of the only internships that paid at that time.
Okay.
Which is great.
I think I paid
but I'll
to have an internship. I had to sign up for school credit to have an internship that did not pay me.
Yes. Those were the days back then.
Those were the days. Yep.
What has been on your For You page?
Well, I've got a lot of Gaga's Mayhem album all over my For You page. My cousin, of course, was texting like the morning of the album drop asking what we thought. And I was like, I haven't listened yet. Then he started quoting lyrics to me. And I was like, Eric, do you know how many listens it's going to take for me to quote lyrics back to you? Like, I can't do that. But I have now listened to many, many times. And so I've gotten the content, which, have you listened to her album yet?
I haven't. I keep getting the content. There's a song called Vanish. What's the Vanish song?
It might just be Vanish. Vanish Into You.
Yes, Vanish Into You. So everyone's on my algorithm is talking about that song, so I just went to listen to it. It's good, but I need to listen to the whole album. I haven't had the time yet.
And the album, a lot of people are saying, is very reminiscent of Born This Way and some of her earlier works, which I don't give a fuck what it's like. It's amazing. It's pop heavy, Great lyrics, singable, love it. But people are saying this phrase, oh, she's just reheating her nachos.
Oh, the way you just explained it there, I understand it. I see. Okay.
So there's an interviewer, this video that we'll play is interviewing Lady Gaga about her album.
Fans used to describe the sound of disease in Abracadabra. It is reheating your nachos?
I have newly heard this.
Okay, that was going to be my question. You've heard this.
I've heard
You're aware.
Yes.
What do you think of that saying and also the sentiment behind it?
I know that it can be used both in like positive and negative ways, but I would say that my nachos are mine. And I invented them. And I'm proud of them.
Mm-hmm.
So does Lady Gaga know what reheating the nachos mean? I couldn't really tell from this interview. She's saying she does.
I think she said she's heard of it, and she's like, well, they're my nachos. I'll have them any way I want.
Ah, that's a good response.
But they're also likening it to like Katy Perry trying to have a comeback, and she's reheating her nachos. Madonna, when she tries to have a comeback, and again, there's no problem with it as long as maybe they're okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. If it's good music is good music. And I think what Beyonce's doing with like different genres is incredible, but not everyone has to do that, you know? It's just good music.
I think it's sad because reheating nachos is truly disgusting.
Yes, it is.
Like, could we have given it like reheating pizza? Okay.
Well, that's delicious.
Right. Or some people do it poorly, right? If you're
How
like,
do you do it poorly?
microwave.
What do you... true, because then all the crisp goes away.
Isn't there like you run it under water and then you put it in the oven?
You put like a paper towel that's wet or something on it, on top of it.
In the microwave.
In the microwave. Or you do that with bagels or something like that.
I think both. I think they're very similar.
Yeah, both carby.
So that would be a better analogy for me. She's reheating her pizza because she knows how to do it.
Mm-hmm. That actually is a good segue for our food and drink section because you have something that's bagel adjacent.
I do have a bagel adjacent. So I'm sure at this point, everyone has seen the viral video of the cottage cheese bagels, specifically by Bethany Frankel.
I had not seen it until you sent it to me. And Bethany's on my For You page a lot.
And she has multiple videos of it. Wow.
No, I didn't get them.
And you're cottage cheese girl.
I know. It's crazy.
When I tell you, look at this. Look at this. Like, I am not doing well. I did it differently tonight. My whole personality is not Chanel. It's not caviar. It's not chicken salad. It's not, it ends with us. It's bagels. The crisp, the cush. I won't sleep tonight. I can't wait for breakfast. I can't wait for breakfast.
Well, I finally was inspired to do it this weekend. And I don't know if I'm going to do it again.
Tell us what the process was.
Okay, so it's really simple. It's 1 cup of cottage cheese, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of baking soda. Sorry, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. You just mash it all together with your hands. Like it's kind of giving Play-Doh. You make it into like little bagel, like with a hole. Bake it for like 25 minutes with some everything but the bagel seasoning on top.
That sounds so
simple.
easy. It sounds like I could do it.
I had decided, I'm like, I'm going out Saturday night. Wouldn't it be great if I'm like hungover and I have a little bagel moment on Sunday with some luck?
Fantastic.
Great. So I made the dough Saturday. Saturday night, I'm out. And the only thing crossing my mind is, oh, fuck, I used baking soda instead of baking powder.
Oh, that'll mess it up. Oh,
So
does that make it not rise?
Well, I get home and I'm like, Alexa, what happens if I use baking soda instead of baking powder? I would say that I don't even know if it affected it rising because they are so dense. The cottage cheese really weighs down the flour. So when you're eating it, you're like, I'm full, which is kind of the point.
I guess so.
They were intriguing, but maybe I should do them again the right way and see.
Yeah, I kind of want to try it.
I think you should try them.
Do it.
And it makes 4 bagels. That's the other thing. Don't get discouraged when you look at the dough and you're like, that's a small bagel because they expand.
Right. I hit my baking quota for the year by baking like 1 million Hamantaschens this past weekend. So I need a little break, but when I'm ready,
I thought you were going to say you hit it
bagel.
when you made your lasagna for the Super Bowl.
Oh, that was good.
That was
actually,
so delicious.
The most traumatic meal I made this year was that soup you recommended for me to make. That pesto soup that turned out like real gross. Not not because of you. It's because whatever I did, I fucked it up somehow. But I'm like, I shouldn't be cooking anymore.
It should have been so good.
I know. You made it sound great. That's why I did it and easy, but something was off.
Don't let that strike one for my record.
No, not your record. Okay, it's against me. Okay. I should never cook again.
No.
Okay, our last section, we have our New York City TikTok. There is a creator, and I can't find her. She came across my For You page, and her video was, "Isn't everyone bored of New York City influencers? They're so boring. They do the same thing, blah, blah, blah."
What if she took her video down?
Maybe she did. Because then I started getting
went private.
all these videos about New York City influencers, and some are really funny and some are like seriously like, saying maybe why her For You page is boring. And I think that's to the point of Sidoni Francis.
When I see the girls get on the internet and say all the New York City influencers are boring, all it tells me is that you don't follow anybody who isn't white. Sorry, that's all that tells me, because had you been following Black people, Asian people, Latino people, you would have a lot more variety in your For You page. Because I'll tell you one thing, when I open up my app, Chiriro is posting something different from Simi, and Simi is posting something different from Blake. Blake is posting something different from Annie is posting something different from Clark. If anything, I'm entertained all day, okay? Maybe y'all should follow some non-white people. Have we tried that?
She's got a valid point. Like, the For You page is what you make of it, so you should follow a diverse group of creators, and then maybe you won't be so bored.
I think that's totally fair. And people from other countries. Like, I guess this is talking about New York City influencers specifically, but they can also be from elsewhere and live in New York City.
Yes.
I love those.
And then there's another video by Opinionated Hag.
Did I miss something? Or why is one random girl making a video saying that she thinks New York influencers are boring, causing them all to crash out? Because I've seen video after video after video of these girls crashing out. Girls, don't you get hate comments every day? All day, every day? Why is this one random comment striking a nerve in this way? I'm not saying this to be a hater. I'm just genuinely surprised that some of your guys' skin is this thin after being in the public eye for so long. Maybe I'm weird, but I love hate comments. I let through every single hate comment that I get that gets filtered out, unless it's like objectively offensive about other people or groups of people. But if it's just about me, I let that shit through and I laugh at it because it's really not that serious. I just feel like you guys are blowing it way out of proportion, and it's making you look worse, and it's further alienating you from your viewers. Because saying that any regular woman who has any critique of you is just a jealous, hateful bitch, it's not giving what you think it's giving. It's giving like, I know you are, but what am I? I know you're jealous, but what am I? Like, it doesn't hit. So just laugh it off. It's not that serious.
I agree with this too, because also, okay, the first thing I want to say about this video is I keep seeing the term crash out.
Yes.
There was a video where Hank Green crashed out, and I was like, did he fall over? What does this mean? But it's just like, I guess, a new way of saying, and this is going to make me sound old because maybe everyone knows it, but I don't, just that they're spiraling is what I would say. But crashing
it's been around
out
for a little while, but it's definitely very, very Gen Z.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes.
So have you been hearing crash out a lot?
Yeah, I've been hearing it. Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of people are responding and getting upset by being called out as boring or whatever. And this content creator is saying, you get hate comments all the time. This shouldn't be the one that makes you crash out.
I have a theory about that, though. I think that being called boring is truly boring and annoying are like two of the worst insults you can give someone.
Interesting. I think I disagree. If
boring, annoying,
me,
and stupid.
I don't know. I think there's worse.
What?
Fat. No, that's actually like
that's like a haha. Like, okay. That's like, honestly, that person is
my
stupid.
Insecurity.
You're like, find something better to talk about.
No, that should not be that shouldn't affect anyone. Now we could get into But it's funny because I've been seeing all these things about how terrible skinny talk is, which is Catalina was on that side of TikTok, and thank God I'm not. But it's okay to be fat. Let's just say that. If you're boring, like, fine. It's subjective.
I don't know. I don't want to call you boring, but I think I'm gonna have to sneak it in there and see how you react. You're like,
sometimes I can be boring.
No, you're not. You are unique and entertaining and lively.
Wow, that's so nice.
Your turn.
You are unique and entertaining and lively and not fat.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that one.
and you're radiant.
Oh, thank you.
What did you say the other one besides boring? Annoying. Oh, annoying.
And dumb.
Dumb would get me.
Yeah. All right, we're getting there. We're really digging into the depths of Dina's psyche.
New York City influencers. I think there was a time, and I made a video about this during COVID, when all of the ones I followed, which granted it wasn't a diverse group at the time because it's when I was just getting into TikTok, we're all like going to the same places. So I'm like, there's more places in the city, but then yeah, it's right. Just follow a more diverse group of people.
I think another video I saw that was on this topic was a girl talking about how they all live in the same building, a lot of them.
Oh,
there's a building somewhere on like the East River in like, I don't know if it's like the Lower East Side, where like a lot of influencers live.
It's like a hype house in New York City.
Yes.
Wow.
So they're like, maybe that's the same, and it's just feeling routine where you're like, I've seen this view from the apartment before. I've seen this kitchen before, and they do all look the same.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. Interesting.
I'll have to look up because hold on. I do know what Acquired Style, I think, was where it is. There's just one building that they all live in, but I don't know where it is.
That's okay. For our next one, we'll do some more research and figure out where that building is.
Yeah.
Or its name. Even though, you know what? I don't really care. That's boring, Ashley.
That is boring.
On that note, anything else been on your For You page or that you want to add this week?
No, I'm excited as actually, this is my look forward to moment where as the weather has been starting to get a little bit nicer, like today, we all soaked up some vitamin D. I am starting to get the content that says this and. So it would be like a picture of Central Park when it's full of people day drinking and playing games. And it would say this and a cold beer in my hand.
Oh, I love that. That's very optimistic, looking forward. Great.
Yeah.
For the soul. And that's very different from, you made a TikTok video that went very viral about your seasonal depression. So that's like the opposite of that.
I need this, people. I need the sun.
I do want an update, and then we'll end it on a terrible note. But you went to a restaurant in New York City.
Yeah.
And then the New York City officials put out a health warning that someone at the restaurant had hepatitis
A.
A? Okay. Did you find out through social media or no?
No. Well, actually, yeah, I think Allison sent me a screenshot from New York City Health Department's Instagram.
But you're okay. You don't have hepatitis.
Well, I don't think I have it. Like I said, I thought that I did for a bit of time, and then I realized it was seasonal depression. But I have been vaccinated against hepatitis A, strangely enough.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy we have that update from you. Thank you. And thank you for joining us this week.
You're welcome. Anytime you need me. It's such a pleasure chatting.
Always a pleasure because you're the opposite of boring and dumb.
Oh, thank you. I thought you were going to say F. Catalina, and I was like, oh my God, where's this going?
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.